Good morning, all of you. So we started our constraint motion, and in that we are discussing about the pulley constraints, right? So in pulley constraints, actually in the last class I explained the different methods to approach these pulley constraints, like length of the string. By writing the length of the string equation, you can differentiate that, and then another method is just by considering the displacements. And the last method I said about this tension method, and which is the easiest method, and most of the problems we solve by that method only, tension method, because it is a very easy method. And so now let us see one more example based on that pulley constraints, and let us see some problems based on that in today's class. And so then suppose I am taking this system like this, M1 and M2 two blocks are connected by this, and all the whenever until it is mentioned like about the pulleys we need to consider it as a massless only. If no information is given in the data, you need to consider that pulleys as ideal pulleys, that means frictionless and massless you need to consider. If any mass is there, then they will mention that mass of that pulleys here. And in this problem, generally they won't ask the questions based on pulleys having mass and friction. And even if mass of these pulleys are given, generally in this topic they will give that pulleys are frictionless. So friction and mass, both concepts, such a type of pulleys are also there, and that we will discuss in rotatory motion. So here mass and massless, and but both are frictionless pulleys only will be there. And so now let us say this. So as I said, I will explain again for this problem also. I will explain both the length of the string method and tension method. And for the coming problems, I will explain that tension methods only. We will solve the problems based on the tension method only. So because you will get more idea about that. Because in some problems we need to apply this length method also. And so that generally we prefer this length and pulley tension methods here. And so now here to consider the first by length method. So let us consider a reference here. Suppose I am taking this as a reference. So just to mention that in the system shown in figure, find the acceleration of the blocks and tension in the string. So that is our reference what we are considering here. So you need to consider now variables here. Suppose this I am considering it as x1, and this you may consider it as x2, or you may consider it as the distance of the pulley here. Distance of the pulley you may consider, or which is nothing but x2 you may consider here, because this length is a constant value. So whatever the acceleration that pulley possesses, the same acceleration will be there for this block also. Both are connected by a fixed length here, right? And so now let us write the length of the string here. So length of string L is equal to, again let us start from one end here as I explained in the last class. So this part I am starting here, x1 plus this length will be xp or x2 you can write, plus, and again this length you need to write xp. And again you may consider that some length will be there on this pulleys here. Here some length is there, and here some length is there, and here also some length is there. All those lengths are constants. So in the previous class I considered that as a x0, and it is not required to write here, because the differentiation of that x0 is 0. We will differentiate this equation here, so that I am not writing that length here, which is a constant value, or you may write some constant there, no problem. So then let us differentiate this. dl by dt is equal to dx1 by dt plus 2 into, this is 2xp, dxp by dt. And so this value is 0, v1 plus 2 vp, velocity of the pulley, or again differentiate that, so that I can write this equation as a1 plus 2 ap is equal to 0. So this is our constraint relation here. And so that means we can write this as, this is in vector form here, and if you are writing in vector form that equation there, so we can write this as 2 into acceleration of the pulley is equal to minus a1 you can write. This is in vector form. As I said, whenever you are writing in length method, that you will get the relation in vector method only. That means accelerations will be in vector form. If you are substituting magnitude, then you should consider the sign. Like for example, if m1 is moving upwards, then m2 will move downwards. They will travel in opposite directions there. So then you need to substitute that sign here. If your a1 is positive, then automatically acceleration of the pulley will be negative, right? And so that I can write this as Therefore, now this magnitude of this A1 is equal to 2 into A2 because so that acceleration of the pulley is equal to acceleration of the block here. So that is our relation here. That means to calculate that. And actually this problem or this constraint relation is important. Basing on that, so many problems will be there based on this type here. So remember that when the acceleration of the block which is connected to the string is twice the acceleration of the block which is connected to the movable pulley. That means why I am saying this is there will be a lot of problems will be there based on only this type of constraint here. So for that you may directly write, if you remember this, acceleration of the block which is connected to the free end of the string is that is A1 is the twice the acceleration of this block. I will explain this by the displacement method also. You can understand that easy also, the displacement method. So the displacement method means, so this is method 1 or first method. So the second method, displacement method, I am explaining here for this. And for this let us consider that if this pulley is moving up by a distance x, if the pulley is moving up by a distance x, then can you say how much length it will come down here? How much length that block M1 will come down? Can you say that? So sometimes you need to verify the displacements like this. So if this pulley is moving up, then this block also M2 also moving up by a distance of say x1. And so now it is x. It is moving up by a distance x. Then how much distance it will come down here? So I will draw this diagram again so that it will be clear to you. So this is the block what we are considering here. This is say M1 and this is our M2 will be there here. This is M1. So now here what I am saying is if this block is moving up by a distance x here, that means here this block pulley is moving up by a distance x. So that means now here I am taking that this pulley is coming to this position here so that this distance is x. And so then how much distance does this block will move down? How much distance? It will move down by a distance 2x. Can you say why? Observe this, if this pulley is rising up by a distance x, this side length of the string will decrease by x, and this side also length of the string will decrease by x. The total 2x should move this side only because this end is a fixed end. So that means if the pulley is rising by x, so below this here this side x length will be there, this side x length will be there, the total 2x, this block only should move down here, and so that the displacement of this block will be 2x. And so that means what we can write here is the displacement of M1, that means 1, will be equal to twice that of displacement of this block you can write here. That is nothing but what we are writing, x and 2x means. If this block is rising by x, it is coming by 2x. So if you are taking this as x2 for example, displacement of this block, then this value will be equal to 2x2. Right, that is nothing but what I am writing here. That means if this is x2 if you are assuming, then it will be 2x2. And so from this you can write this acceleration of this block, that means acceleration of 1 will be equal to 2 into acceleration of 2. That is in magnitude only. That is magnitude relation we are writing here. So that is the displacement method. You can also answer that displacement like this. And now let us come to our third method here, tension method. And so now this is now finally this third method. So tension method. So in this tension method, simply what we need to consider is we need to take some tensions here. Suppose if I consider again this tension in the strings. So here one pulley and this is another pulley is there here, and this is a block is connected here. Right, this is M1 and this is M2. Just to take the distribution of the tension, so here tension T I am assuming, so here also tension T will be there because it is the same string, and here tension T will be there. And so as the net force acting on this pulley is 0, massless pulley's net force is always 0, and so that then this value will be downward, that means here the tension should be equal to 2T here. On the block it will be in upward direction there. And here you may assume the direction of motions of these blocks here. Direction of motions of this block is nothing but if one block is moving upwards, then other block will move downwards here. One block is moving upwards means let us take this any one of the block here. It is suppose it is moving upwards, let us consider here, and then it will move downwards here. Then we can apply our tension equation. That means our in tension method we will write sigma TV cos theta is equal to 0. So this is our equation here. So for this if I write T into V1 into cos 0, because tension and velocity will be in same direction. This direction of motion here you may take it as V1 and this is V2. Both are in same direction. Plus here the tension is 2T into V2 into cos 180. Here both are in opposite direction. Tension is acting in upward direction on the block and this velocity will be in downward direction here. So this value will be 0. So V1 minus 2 V2 is equal to 0. So V1 is equal to 2 V2 and I am differentiating again A1 is equal to 2 A2 you will get. So this is nothing but our constraint relation here. So as we can observe this procedure itself, so here we are substituting these magnitudes here, T tension magnitude, velocity magnitude and angle between them we are substituting there, so that this value will be a magnitude relation directly there. So once this you are calculating, you are able to calculate this tension either by this any one of this method, either by force method, that means tension method, or displacement method, or this length of the string method. So finally after getting this relation, any one of the method is sufficient to you, and after getting this constraint relation, just to find the tension and acceleration magnitude, this is only relation between A1 and A2. And next we need to proceed our force equations there. We need to write the force equations and then we need to solve those equations there. That means now, so FBD of M1, so if you consider the FBD of M1, then M1 is tension is acting upwards, M1G is acting downwards, and now this block what we assumed it is moving upwards we are considering here. So the acceleration A1 of this block is in upward direction. So you can write the force equation for this as, so this force equation is T minus M1G is equal to M1A. A1. Let us say this is our equation 2. This is our constraint relation. Any one of them you may take it as A1. One equation 1. And next similarly let us write this FBD of M2. So FBD of M2 means then simply this tension 2T will be there in upward direction and M2G will be there in downward direction, and this block is moving down with an acceleration A2 here. We are assuming this M2 is moving down. So then it can be written as M2 into G minus 2T is equal to M2 into A2. And in this equation you can use this constraint relation here. That means now you may substitute this value here. Suppose this value is T minus M1G is equal to A1 means you may substitute here. So then 2M1 A1 you will get, right? So let us consider this equation as equation 2. Then we can solve these equations here. This is our equation with the 2 and let us add them. So that means equation 2 into 2 plus equation 3. So then this 2mg will be cancelled. Then what we can write is m2g minus 2m1g is equal to 4m1a1 plus this is A2. After substituting this, you will get A2 and plus M2 A2. And let us simplify that equation, then you will get A2 expression. Therefore, this A2 is equal to M2 minus 2 M1 into G by, you can write this equation as 4 M1 plus M2. So this is the acceleration A2 value, and therefore this A1 is nothing but 2A2. So you can substitute, you can multiply this equation with the 2. So 2 of M2 minus 2M1 into G by 4 M1 plus M2 you can write here. And by substituting this T value either in equation 2 or either equation 3, you can calculate that tension in the string. So that is this solving this problem here. So right. So now let us say some applications will be there based on this constraint here. You can solve them easily if you are able to understand this about this constraint here especially. And so next to say the problems based on this here constraint. So now you need to solve these problems based on the previous constraint. If you observe this, these problems are exactly similar to that of our previous constraint there. So that means now simply you can consider like I will give the acceleration consideration, write the force equations and solve them. That means our questions are same, like find the acceleration of the blocks and tension in the string in the following systems. Write a common question, find the acceleration of the each block and tension in the string. And so now for this what you can consider here is I am considering like suppose this block is displacing by distance x for example, and so then this block will comes down by distance 2x, because here this x length will decrease and here this x length will decrease. This one end is tied here, tied to some support here. So this side x length will decrease and this side also x length will decrease. So 2x will comes down here. So that means here if I am assuming the acceleration of this as a, then acceleration of this will be 2a. Right, that is a constraint relation there, so that you can write the remaining force equations and you can solve it. And now similarly, for example, here if I am considering that this block is coming down here actually without knowing this theta and wall values, we can't actually conclude that whether the block is moving down or it is moving up here. Anything is possible for that. You can assume in any direction there. You can assume that either this block is moving down or you may consider that this block is moving up. So accordingly, we'll get that answer. If numericals are given, then you can decide that after substituting the numericals, if you are getting, suppose its acceleration as negative, then you can conclude that our assumed direction is wrong. We should reverse the direction then. And so now here again, if this block is moving up by a distance x here, then this side x and this side x will decrease, and so then it will comes down by 2x. So that I am assuming that it is moving up here by a distance with the acceleration a, then its acceleration will be 2a. And next similarly here if you observe that in this case, and so now if this block is moving down with an acceleration, if suppose this block is moving up, or you may consider that it is moving down by a distance x here, so then this side this pulley will rise by x. This pulley rises by x means then here you can observe that this side length x should increase and this side length x should increase here. So the total 2x, this block only will rise here. Is it clear? This block, that means if this block is moving down by a distance x, if you are considering, then this pulley should rise by a distance x here. This pulley should rise up to here for example. So this side x length should increase and this side x length should increase. So where from that string should come? So because this end is tied here, only this block should rise by a distance to x here. So if you are assuming this acceleration as a here, then acceleration of this block will be 2a in upward direction you will get. So like that. So that is the accelerations relations there. So then after that you can write this force equation and you can find that you can solve those equations there. And regarding this type of problems here, suppose if the pulley arrangement is there here, they will ask one more question regarding such a type of problems is what is the force exerted by this clamp on the pulley? What is the force exerted by the clamp on the pulley? Sometimes you will find such a type of questions there. And to answer such a type of questions, let us find the net force acting on that pulley here due to this supports. Like suppose this side one tension is there here and this side another tension is there here. So on the pulley means you need to represent those two tensions like this. Now the resultant of these two tensions you need to substitute here. This angle is 90 and so this angle will be theta, and so this angle will be 90 minus theta you will get, right? So just by using our so that net tension will be equal to, just by using this parallelogram law you can find this T1 square, that means T square plus T square plus 2T square cos of 90 minus theta. So you will get sin theta you will get here, right? 2pq cos theta term. And so now here after simplifying this, that is the net force will be acting along this direction here, this net tension, right? And so now the clamp should apply the force in opposite direction here. So this is the force applied by this clamp. It should balance this force here. So this pulley is exerting the force on the support this direction, then the clamp will apply the force in opposite direction. If this pulley is massless, generally that pulleys are massless. if pulley is having, in some problems like pulley is having some weight, then the weight also we should add here. If suppose pulley is there, weight is there, then T plus mg is this force, downward force here. So that you should consider there. That means whenever they are asking the force exerted by the clamps, means clamps on the pulley, means you need to calculate like this, whatever may be the angles and whatever may be the situation there, right? And now so write that in the question. In the system shown in figure, find acceleration of the block, and also find acceleration of the pulleys A and B. Find acceleration of the pulleys A and B. And mention that all the pulleys are massless. All the pulleys are massless, right? And so now here simply you need to consider some tension here. Suppose this I am taking T and T, and so here this tension will be like 2T will be there in upward direction like this, and mg will be there in downward direction like this, right? And so now just if I am considering the FBD of this, this is the same tension will be there because it is a single string here. Only one string is there here. This is the throughout the single string, and so only one string is there here. So simply let us consider this FBD of, so FBD of pulley B. So FBD of pulley B I am taking here. All the pulleys are massless pulleys, that is already mentioned there. So this T will be there here, and this is T is there an upward direction, and here also this T will be there on the pulley, it will be downward direction like this, right? This is the FBD of this pulley B. And so now for this, if I write this net force acting on this pulley here, so 2T minus T is equal to 0. So we know already net force acting on any massless pulley should be 0. And so that this value should be equal to, that means m into a we need to write, m is 0, mass is negligible we are taking, and so this value will be 0. And so that the tension in this equation, tension in the string is 0. So that means now here if you are taking such an ideal case, then tension in the string is 0. Now can you say if tension in the string is 0, what will be the acceleration of this block here? The acceleration of this block is, so if you are taking the free body diagram of this block here, so simply you can say that tension is 0, that means there is no upward force, then only mg is there here, so that then its acceleration will be g you will get. So therefore acceleration of block is equal to g. Is it clear why it is g? Because if you take the FBD of this mg will be there here, and it is moving down. This tension is equal to 0. Actually tension should be there here, whether it is 2T or T. The tension is 0 we are saying. Then only force is this mg here. And next, therefore acceleration of pulley A. The acceleration of this pulley A is, that acceleration of pulley A should also be g, because this pulley is connected to this string, block here, and so these two always should have the same acceleration, because those two are connected by inextensible string, and so that acceleration of the pulley A is also g. And next, to find the acceleration of this B, you can't solve it by the tension method here. So that is a situation where we can't apply the tension method here. That means whenever accelerations of the pulleys, movable massless pulleys are involved in the problem, then you need to consider the length method only. That means you can calculate the acceleration of this pulley, you can calculate directly here, because acceleration of this pulley is nothing but acceleration of this block here. And so that we are writing this acceleration of that block is g, so acceleration of this pulley is also g. And to find the acceleration of this block B, pulley B, you can't apply this tension method here, because if you are applying tension method, then you will get like this. So that means like this you can't solve. You need to consider the length of that strings you need to consider here. And so now let us see this length of the string here. I am assuming, like suppose this is, let us start from this one end here. This is, I am taking it as xb, distance of this pulley, and then this side also xb you will get, and then this side I am taking it as xa, right? And then this length you can write this as xa minus xb. right? Because this is the difference between XA and XB here always. And therefore, this is to find acceleration of B. So length of string we are writing here. So length of string is equal to, length of the string is equal to, now let us write the length of the string. So let us start from here. A, XA, or you may consider here. So this part is completed, then this part XB, and this also XB, and plus this part is there here, XA minus XB. Is it clear? The total length. So this is XA we are considering, and this will be XA minus XB, this XB, and this also that is XB we are getting there. And so that now we are getting this expression as like XA, this is the expression there, and so you can simplify this as length of the string as 2XA plus XB. So now you can differentiate this. 0 is equal to 2VA plus VB, and again differentiate this. If you are again differentiating this, you can write this expression as 2AA plus AB is equal to 0, right? And therefore this acceleration of this block, you can write this as acceleration of the pulley B is equal to minus into 2 into acceleration of this A, and so therefore this acceleration of B is equal to minus into 2 into G. So this acceleration of this pulley B here, the acceleration of the pulley B, and so then that negative sign indicates that this pulley is moving in upward direction there, that pulley is moving in upward direction. Pulley B is moving in upward direction because pulley A is moving in downward direction because of this block here, block is moving down, and so then you can answer this pulley is moving down here. So is it clear? So just we are taking that length of the string here. So let us consider this side XB, this side XB, 2XB is there, and so this side XA, and this length you need to write it as XA minus XB, and so that is our equation there. So that is the acceleration of this pulley. So you can write this as so acceleration of the B, these two are in downward direction, this acceleration will be in downward direction, and this acceleration 2G will be there in upward direction here. So that is the significance of that negative sign. So I will give the another problem based on the same concept here. So let us see another problem here based on the similar concept. Say here one block is there and here another block is there, and this string is passing over this pulley here, and it is connected like this, right? So that is our situation there. So then same, let us name this as suppose this is M1, M2, and then this is pulley A and this is pulley B, and this is C. So write that problem. In the system shown in figure, all the pulleys are massless and frictionless. All the pulleys are massless and frictionless. Find the acceleration of the blocks M1 and M2, and also find the acceleration of the pulleys A and B. Acceleration of the pulleys A and B. So a similar procedure here. So again let us consider this as the tension T here. So this is also tension T, and so that here you will get 2T here on the block, and so this is the same string. So here also tension T, and this side on the pulley this will be tension T, and T on the block is also tension T here, right? So the same procedure. Again let us take the FBD of this pulley here. So now I am taking this FBD of pulley B. So this is T is in upward direction and this T is in downward direction and this is another T in downward direction here. So again this is the same string here. So in the same string tension must be same at any point. And so therefore the net force 2T minus T is equal to 0 and so T is equal to 0. So tension is 0. So when tension is 0 on either this block or either this block, the only force is the gravitational force. So acceleration of both the blocks will be equal to G downwards only will get. Therefore, acceleration of blocks. So that is A1 is equal to A2 is equal to G downwards. And so acceleration of this pulley is again same. It is connected to this block here by this inextensible string. So we will get the same G downwards. So acceleration of pulley A, so which is AA. This is again G downwards. So the same procedure. And again to find the acceleration of block pulley B, you need to take the length of this string. So let us take this here, and this is XA I am taking here, and this is XB let us consider. Right? And this length I am taking some X2, distance of this block here. Now let us write the length of the string. This is to find acceleration of B. Again I am writing this length of the string here. So let us start from this end here. This end I am starting here. This is, you can say, this length you need to write here. Length of the string means X2 minus XB. So X2 minus XB. And then this part we need to write here. Can you say how to write this part length here? This part length is nothing but XA minus XB, this part. So that is XA minus XB plus. So then up to here it is completed. Next this part. This is XA plus. So this part is up to here it is over. Next we need to write this length here. So that length we are assuming directly as XB. So that is plus XB. So this is the length of this string here. So you can express this as X2 plus 2XA minus XB. Because here this minus XB and 1 plus XB will be cancelled. So differentiate that. So if you differentiate that V2 plus 2VA minus VB is equal to 0, and again if you differentiate this, A2 plus 2AA minus AB is equal to 0, right? Therefore this acceleration of B is equal to A2 plus 2AA. Now we can observe that A2 and AA, A2 is nothing but a G only, and acceleration of pulley A is also G only. So G plus 2G. So we will get acceleration of that block as pulley as 3G. And we are getting that as a positive value. Positive value means it will also be in the same direction of this here. So that it will be in downward direction there. Downward direction with an acceleration of 3G. So that is the accelerations of such a systems here. So whenever accelerations of pulleys are involved, you need to solve like this, right? And so next one. So next note down this problem here. In the system shown in figure, the pulleys A, B, C are having 1 kg each or having mass 1 kg each, and D and E are frictionless. D and E are frictionless and massless. All are frictionless only. D and E are massless there. Mention that D and E are massless. Then find accelerations of the pulleys ABC. Then find the accelerations of the blocks ABC. So now here there is no additional acceleration of the pulleys, ABC. So here there is no additional blocks are not connected here, just that pulley itself is having some mass here. So when pulley is having some mass, simply you need to consider the pulley mass also and weight of that pulley also in our free body diagram, and just you need to write the force equation for this. So again you can write the constraint equation either by using the length method or by using the tension method. So first you need to assume some directions of motions here. So you can assume any direction as I said, and accordingly you need to write the force equations there. And so for example here if I am assuming like this block is moving down here, this pulley say A is moving down, and so let us say it is moving up, and let us say this also moving up, let us consider here. So the acceleration of A is in downward direction, and acceleration of B is in upward direction, acceleration of C is in upward direction. This is our assumption only. So finally we will get the clarity whether the assumptions are correct or not. If you are using tension equation for example here, so then if you are using the tension equations, then here T and here T, and so then here also T, here you can observe that here also the total string is single string only. So this is starting from here and this is passing like this and it is finally connected here. So one end is connected here to the B and other end is connected to the C here. So that is totally a single string only. Like our previous problem, if you are taking the free body diagram of either C or D for example, either C or B. So for example, if I am taking the free body diagram of this C, 2C upwards, minus here 1C will be there in downward direction, and minus mg, that is 1 into g. This value is equal to m into a we need to write here. So in this case it is not equal to 0, net force is not equal to 0. That is important thing here, because here this m is not equal to 0 here. In our previous problem mass of the pulley is 0, so that this value we consider it as a 0 there. And so here mass of the pulley is also is there, finite mass is there, and so that we need to write this force equation like this. So we can't equate this value to 0 and you can't find the t values there, right? So that means then we need to consider like this. That is the difference between our previous problem and this problem here. So just as usual as in case of block, what we are writing the force equations, the same force equations you can write here. Just I will write the constraint equation, then you can solve that. By tension method I am writing there. For this block if I consider there, tension 2T will be there in upward direction, 2T into, we are considering that velocity in downward direction here. So minus I am taking directly there, cos 180. And next for this block if I consider 2T upwards, TT, and here 1T will be downward. So net tension will be in upward direction, only T. So then plus T into that acceleration velocity will be in upward direction only. So the angle cos 0 you will get. Is it clear? Next for this, so same here T and T upward direction and 1T will be there in downward direction. So net tension will be T upward direction and this value will be C will be there, velocity in upward direction. So T into Vc, this is equal to 0. So just to differentiate that, you will get acceleration relation here. So 2 into acceleration of A is equal to acceleration of B plus acceleration of C. Just to take the free body diagram. In free body diagram, you need to consider the weight of this pulley source in addition to the tension. So here T and T, 2T will be there for example, and this mg will be there in downward direction. I will write the force equation for this block pulley A here. So for pulley A situation will be there like this, T and T, and 1g will be there downward direction, and we are assuming this acceleration of this pulley is in downward direction there. Therefore, this is g minus 2t is equal to 1 into a acceleration of A we need to write. So like that, write the acceleration, that means force equations for B and C also, and then simplify that and solve that equations, then you will get that accelerations of this block pulleys there, right? And so next let us write one more problem based on this here. So note down this problem. Two blocks of masses m1 and m2 and in brackets mention that those values also m1 is equal to 1 kg and m2 is equal to 2 kg. So take those masses also. m1 is 1 kg, m2 is equal to 2 kg, or suspended as shown in figure. All the pulleys and strings are ideal. Then what should be the mass of the block capital M? What should be the mass of the block capital M? So that M1 moves with uniform velocity. M1 moves with uniform velocity. So this type of questions are important. M1 moves with uniform velocity. So that means our given condition is this M1 should move. When you are placing a suitable mass here, suitable block is selected there, then this block will move with the uniform velocity. That is a given condition for us. And so now simply let us see the how to approach this type of problems here. If it is moving with uniform velocity, then you can find the tension in the string here, right? Because uniform velocity means the acceleration of this block should be 0. So then this its mass is taken as 1 kg, so 1 into g, and some tension T let us consider here. So as m1 is moving, as acceleration of m1 is 0, that implies we can write this tension is equal to, or tension minus this 1 into g is equal to 0, or tension is equal to 10 newtons you can write. So if here tension is 10 newtons, then here also tension will be 10 newtons, and here tension will be 2T you will get, and so then 2T will act on this block here. The tension 2T will act on this block. And now suppose it is moving with an acceleration some a naught here. I am assuming that acceleration of that block as a naught. And then now the acceleration of this block is a naught, means then acceleration of this pulley should also be a naught only. If the block is moving this side, then pulley also comes down here. So first let us write the acceleration here. Therefore this acceleration of this m we can write capital M. So this value is equal to, let it be a naught 2T by capital M you can write. That m is unknown for us, and 2T means you can substitute there. That means 20 by m you will get, right? So let us keep in terms of that T, or you can substitute that value. And so now this pulley's acceleration is also, so let's suppose this is pulley P here. Therefore acceleration of pulley P is equal to, that is acceleration of this pulley is equal to a naught only you will get. That means 2T by m only you will get, right? And so now we consider the problem with respect to this pulley here. Now I am considering the problem with respect to this pulley. That means let us consider an observer is sitting on this pulley here. So an observer is sitting on this pulley. Now he is observing the motion of the blocks here. So now that pulley is moving down with an acceleration a naught there, right? So with respect to him, these two blocks will be having some acceleration. That means acceleration of this block you can answer here. Because with respect to ground, it is moving with 0 acceleration. Now can you say with respect to this man, what will be the acceleration of this block here? This man is moving down here. This man is moving down with an acceleration a naught. Then if it is acceleration is 0, then with respect to him, it appears to be moving upwards. Like simply if I write acceleration of m1 with respect to pulley. So with respect to pulley P. So this is acceleration of m1 with respect to pulley, we can write it as acceleration of m1 minus acceleration of pulley we need to write, right? And so therefore it is acceleration of m1 with respect to pulley is equal to, this is 0 because acceleration of block m1 with respect to ground is 0. So then minus, if you are taking that as if you are taking this downwards as negative for example, then you will get this expression as minus acceleration a naught you will get. So acceleration of the block with respect to the pulley will be equal to 2t by m you will get, right? So this indicates simply it is in upward direction here. That a naught you will get, a naught is nothing but 2t by m, and positive we are getting means it will be in upward direction, opposite to the acceleration here, actually the meaning is. And so now this m1 is with respect to the pulley, if m1 is moving upwards, then how this m2 should move? M2 should move in downward direction with the same acceleration, because if this pulley is at rest, we know acceleration of this block and acceleration of this block should be equal in magnitude. So therefore what we can conclude is, therefore with respect to pulley, block M2 should move up. So this is moving up, and so then M2 should move down here, should move down with acceleration (2t by m), right? Is it clear? So with respect to pulley, now this block is moving up, and so its block is moving down. So now let us take the free body diagrams with respect to that pulley is there. So directly I am representing like this here. With respect to both, you will get M1 and M2 blocks there. So this is our M2 and this is M1, right? And so now here this tension T is there in upward direction, M1G is there in downward direction, and here the important thing you should observe here is this pulley is moving down with an acceleration A0, and so now there will be some pseudo force acting on this, and so that pseudo force will be M1 into A will be there in upward direction, and now with respect to this pulley it is moving up with an acceleration of A0. The magnitude will be A0 only, acceleration A0 only, right? And next for this block if we consider, M2G will be in downward direction, tension will be in upward direction, and again you will get pseudo force M2 A0 will be in upward direction. Now this block should move down with an acceleration of A0. These A0s are with respect to this pulley. This is a free body diagram of M1 and M2 with respect to the pulleys here. So you may mention that here FBD of M1 and M2 with respect to pulley, right? We need all those force equations here to get that mass of this block here. So first, for example, I am writing for this T plus M1A M1A0 minus M1G is equal to, and this you will get this expression as M1 into A0, right? This is nothing but force equation for this. For this actually you will get the original equation only, what we mentioned here. The same equation you will get here, so that the T is equal to M1G you will get, which is 10, which we already mentioned there. Let us take now for M2. So for M2, if I consider that force equation for M2, so then this block is moving down here, M2G minus T minus M2 A0 is equal to M2 into A0, right? And so therefore you can write this equation as, you can substitute those values. M2 is 2 is given, so 20 minus T is 10 minus 2 into A0 is equal to 2 into A0, and so therefore it is 10 is equal to 4 into A0, and so therefore this is 10 is equal to 4 into A0, means that A0 value we already mentioned there. This is our A0 here, 20 by m. So therefore it is 20 by m, A0 value, and that implies this m is equal to 8 kg, right? So that is the mass of the block to be placed at that point there. That means if that much of block is placed there, then M1 will move down with this uniform velocity, with the zero acceleration. And here I will give this another problem for the same system here. Let us take this some different masses, like some other masses, not this condition here. So just a system is shown like this. Let it be, suppose say M1, M2, and this is M0, let us consider here. For the system shown in figure, find acceleration of m1. That means that condition is not given here. The body is not moving with uniform velocity. Any conditions are not there. Just a system is given to us. We need to find the acceleration. Find the acceleration of m1. Find the acceleration of m1. So now this problem also you can proceed similar to that of our previous problem here. You may assume like the acceleration, but you can't write the tension directly. In the previous problem we mentioned the tension directly there, or by using this equation also we are getting the tension, and in this problem you can't write the tension value here. So you need to assume some acceleration a0 here. Then this pulley is also moving with some acceleration a0. Then with respect to pulley, let us assume the accelerations of this block here. Suppose if it is moving up with some acceleration a, this is acceleration of the block with respect to the pulley here. Let it be suppose say moving upwards here, then this block will move downwards here. Acceleration of this block with respect to the pulley. Then you can write correspondingly, you can write the force equations, then you can derive that. And for simplicity I am giving these expressions like m1 is equal to, let us take 2 kg, and m2 is equal to 4 kg, and this m0 is equal to 6 kg I am giving here. Then you may find the numericals here. Find the accelerations of that block, right? And the other problems will be there based on this, like two blocks they will give here. By giving some blocks and just they will ask the accelerations there. So this is some F is a force applied here. A force F is applied there. And so now suppose here that these two blocks are connected like this. Right? So now simply I am taking the system like this here. Then you need to find the accelerations of these blocks here. Suppose I am taking this as some m, and let us consider this as a 2m. So this is the block A and this is block B. Find the accelerations of block A and block B in the system shown in figure. Right? And so just again take the tension method, then you can answer that easily here. Suppose I am taking this tension in the string as some T here. So here T, and this is also T like this, and everywhere in this tension is T here. And so now here you can consider this tension acting on this block as 2T like this, and here also 2T like this, and here also 2T, and this is also 2T, and this is T. Right? Now just let us write the free body, that means first let us write the constraint equation. The acceleration of this block is AA and this acceleration of this block is AB. So let us write the constraint equation here. So then the total tension acting on this block is, the total tension acting on this block, here it is 2T plus that means 4T, 5T. And this is opposite to the direction of acceleration. That means we can write this constraint relation as 5T into velocity of that block A into cos 180, since they are opposite in direction, plus for this T, 2T and 2T, 4T will be there. So 4T into velocity of B into cos 0, they are in same direction, this value will be equal to 0. This is our sigma TV cos theta is equal to 0 equation here. And so then you can write this as 4 VB is equal to 5 VA. And so therefore 4 VB is equal, AB is equal to acceleration of block is equal to 5 into acceleration of A we can write, or acceleration of B is equal to 5 by 4 into acceleration of A we can write. This is our constraint relation there. And just you may take the free body diagram of those blocks and you can answer that. Suppose if I consider this FBD of that block there. Suppose I am taking this FBD of A. So the forces acting on this, or F is applied force is there along this direction, and this side some 5T tension is acting here, and so this A is the acceleration of this block here. Then you can write the simply force equation for this here. So the force equation you can write as F minus 5T is equal to the mass of that block is given as m into AA, acceleration of the dA. Let's suppose this is our equation 1. And next similarly write the free body diagram of this B, and then write this force equation for this. So this totally this 40 tension will be there, and this acceleration of the B will be along this direction here. Its mass is 2m. So from that you can write this tension equation there. And so therefore this tension equation you can write this as force equation 40 is equal to 2m into acceleration of B. And this acceleration of B value you can substitute from this. Therefore this 40 is equal to 2m into 5 by 4 into acceleration of A. Therefore this T value finally you can write this as 5m into A by acceleration of A by 8 you will get. Let it be equation 2. Now you can do the Riemann simplification from equation 1 and equation 2 and solve those two equations, and then from that you can answer that accelerations of that blocks A and B, right? So such a type of problems also you can solve easily by using this procedure here, by this tension procedure here, right? So next note down this problem here. In the system shown in figure, the end A is accelerating upwards with acceleration 2 meter per second square, and B is accelerating with 1 meter per second square, and the block C of mass 1 kg is accelerating with acceleration 1 meter per second square. The block B is always symmetrical. The block D is always symmetrical. Then find acceleration of the block E. Find the acceleration of the block E and mass of the block E, and the force applied at the point A. All the pulleys are ideal. Is it clear? This is a given diagram there. So in that I am assuming, that means actually here you can solve it by two ways. So this one way I am first explaining here, after that I will explain the second method also. So then this is the given situation here. This is pulled up with an acceleration 1 meter per second square, and this is with the 2 meter per second square, and this is with the acceleration of C is given here 1 meter per second square. I am naming this is P1, this is P2, and this is P3 I am giving here. And now I am assuming this. The acceleration of this end is, I am assuming it as A1, and if this end is A1, this is also A1 here, because these two are connected, this block is connected here, which is inextensible, and this is also moving with A1. Then this I am taking it as A2, then here it will be A1. Why it is A1? In the sense this block is moving symmetrically, that is given. So the tension in this string and tension in this string and acceleration for this, both the strings must be same, so that it maintains a symmetrically. And then this I am assuming as A3 downwards. You may assume upwards or downwards. I am assuming, suppose it in downward direction here. This is our assumptions. And we know for acceleration of the pulleys, we mentioned like if suppose a pulley is accelerating like this, if the displacement of the pulley is there like this, then this end is suppose say x1 upwards and this is x2 upwards, for example. Then you can write the displacement of that pulley is equal to x1 plus x2 by 2. This is vector form here, right? So now I am applying that procedure here first. So for this pulley P3 I am taking here. So P3 means this one. This is P2 and this is P1. So for pulley P3 we are writing here. So acceleration of C is equal to Acceleration of C and acceleration of B both are in same direction. So that I am taking as positive, and acceleration A3 will be in opposite direction, so that I am taking as negative. So right, and AC value is given 1, so that we are getting this equation here. That means A3 is equal to 1 meter per minus 1 meter per second square we are getting. That negative sign indicates that acceleration is opposite of assumed direction. We are assuming downwards, it is actually accelerating upwards. Now next I am taking the acceleration for this pulley 1 I am taking here. I am writing the for pulley 1. AA is equal to, both are in same direction only. So AA is equal to A1 plus A2 by 2. So from this you will get the relation A1 plus A2 is equal to 4 you will get, because A2 is given as 2. And next for this pulley, if I consider here, and again A2 is in upward direction and A1 is also upward direction, A3 is in downward direction according to our assumption. So let us write the equation according to that. A2 is equal to A1 minus A3 by 2. And so then from this A2 is 2A2 is equal to A1 minus A3. Now A3 value, now I am substituting here minus 1. So that you will get the relation between A1 and A2. And then from this equation you can substitute, you can combine these two equations so that you can find this acceleration of A2 here. That means acceleration of this pulley you can find, P2 pulley. And by substituting that value in this equation here, then you will get acceleration of that A1, acceleration of this block you can write here, acceleration of that block D, block E. Next let us take the free body diagram here. Next we need to do the force calculations there. So for that force calculations I am taking this acceleration of this block here, that means the force equation for that block. 2T is acting upwards, so the tension distributions I mentioned here. So if it is T I am assuming here, so it is also T, then it will be 2T. Here it is T and here it is T, means here 2T and here also 2T. So that here 4T you will get. And next here if it is T, here also T and here you will get T. And as it is D is symmetrical, if this is tension T and here also tension should be T here, and so here also tension will be T. So that is our tension distribution there. Now for block C I am writing here, for block C 2T will be acting upwards and 1G will be acting downwards, and it is accelerating upwards. 2T minus G is equal to 1 into AC, and from this T value we are getting here, the tension in the string is nothing but 11 by 2 newtons we are getting. Next I am taking the force equation for this block C, block E. So this is our block E here. So 2T is acting upwards, T is downwards and mg is downwards. So that m is unknown for us and the acceleration of this block is known to us. Just write the force equation and simplify that. Then you will get mass of this block E here. And next we need to find the force with which this pulley is pulled up. For that let us take the free body diagram of that pulley. The free body diagram of this pulley you can write it as 2T and 2T. That should be equal to this FA here. So FA is equal to 4T you will get, and the T value you can substitute from this, so that you will get this value as that value as 22 newtons you will get, right? So based on the similar concept, sometimes they will ask questions like this. So like here, suppose in the given system the block A is moving with velocity 4 meter per second and block B is moving this side with velocity 6 meter per second, then what will be the velocity of this block C, they will ask. So for such a type of questions, what we mentioned like acceleration of the pulley is average of those two, so the same method we need to apply here. So that means now here this velocity, here it is, this block is moving this side, so it will come like this length of the string will come like this. So this is 4 meter per second. And this block is moving up here, so this velocity will be like this. So this is 6 meter per second is given. Now let us write this acceleration of the this velocity of the pulley I am taking in, suppose in upward direction there. Therefore this acceleration of the velocity of the pulley is equal to this direction. Let us take it as positive. So it is 6 and it is now in opposite direction, minus 4 by 2, right, according to our relation. So our relation is like xp is equal to x1 plus x2 by 2, where our x1 and x2 you can represent like this. This xp if you are taking like this, then x1 is in upward direction and x2 is also upward direction you may consider. If one of them is in opposite direction, you should take the negative sign there. So now this will be in opposite direction, that I am taking with the negative sign here. So then this value will be 1 meter per second you will get, right? So that is the velocity of that pulley C here, or block C. So the velocity of this block C is equal to 1 meter per second. So like that, such a simple questions will be there. You can answer them easily if you are taking that velocity relation, this type of relation, either velocity you may consider and from that acceleration also you can write, right? So those are few problems based on this pulley constraints here, and some more problems will be there based on the wedge constraints and the combination of pulleys and wedges. And those problems I will explain in our next class, right? Thank you.